Yes. Welcome to the Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite Podcast. That is the second time I'm trying that because I have fucked the start of this up twice already. But look, who gives a shit? We're trying our best here, trying to help you guys out. So this is the podcast for the number one physique and mindset transformation program for busy working men out there. The proof's in the pudding. We get incredible results day in, day out. And I wanted to set up this podcast to be able to share with you guys the lessons and things that we've learned along the way, and also share some success stories. And tonight is our first podcast doing exactly that. So today we've got a very special guest, and he's our first special guest on here. And like I say, we're going to be getting more guests along the way, and and just building this up over time. So tonight our guest is Joe Allington. So Joe has started working with us on the Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite program around 2 years ago now, probably. And to say that his transformation has been something special would be an absolute understatement. Physically, he's turned into an absolute beast. He doesn't miss sessions in the gym. He trains like an absolute fucking warrior. But the most important thing, and the thing that I've realized as a coach, is just how far he's come from a mindset perspective. During this period, he's become a father for the first time. He's suffered loss, and he still manages to get up and drive forward and get shit done. And he's become literally my right-hand man on the program. He supports all the guys. He's always in there to answer any questions. And I think that's enough piping off I'm going to do for now, Joe. So how's things going, my friend? Are you all right?
Yeah, brilliant, mate. Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, we're all good, thanks.
Oh, no problem, my mate. No problem. Been working today?
Yeah, working from home today. So, yeah, the boiler man in fixing a few things. But, yeah, apart from that.
Working from home. Moving the mouse around so it says you're available. Any BAE workers know exactly what I'm fucking talking about. So, how's the family, mate? All right?
Yeah, we're good, mate. Yeah. Mrs. is doing well. Little Torrens doing great. He's over 7 months old now, so he's coming up to 8 months old. So that's absolutely flying in at the minute. And I'd say day by day, week by week, it's just these little milestones and things like this that we're getting out of him. And yeah, it's great. It's just like I say, these are the sort of the moments that I want to be home for and stuff like this. Like walking through the door every day, as soon as I say hiya, Torren, and he turns around, recognises me straight away. Massive smile on his face, thinking dad's in the room, sort of thing. So it's always good having a stressful day at work, coming home, and then just getting that as soon as you come home. It's definitely sets the evening up, and nice finish to the day as well. So it's good, man.
Awesome, mate. It's so nice to hear that as well. That not everything you're doing is just residing around work. I think people put too much of an emphasis on the things they do at work and almost the things that really truly matter at home, suffer from that. So, fair play to you, mate. So I just want to kind of rewind time a little bit. So, before you had Torren, and let's actually go back to pre-COVID, because I know before then you were playing American football, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
There was quite a few guys around there playing for a local team. What was that time like for you?
So that was brilliant. That was probably me at my fittest, at my sort of most athletic, things like this. I was training at a local Cumbria Strength and Conditioning, so I was training up there all the time, working on like power moves and things like this. Anything to make me like a better football player, anything that would transition onto the field, and things like this. So it was training up there probably 3-4 times a week. And then American football training twice a week as well. So Sunday was always a 3-hour session. So just getting the reps in for game days and things like this, and then a nice like midweek session, bit more fitness focused, and a kind of a slower pace through what we'd probably be doing on a Sunday. But like training in life and things like that, it was just sort of like day-to-day business and things like that. So it was good. It was just training for a purpose of just playing football and just keeping sort of healthy and things like that. So it was good.
So within that as well, I think you've told me in the past that you were kind of the leader, captain, manager. You were something along those lines. I don't know what the correct terminology is for American football.
Yeah, so there was a point where I was on the coaching front of it, and then our coach ended up taking a work job out over in America. So he moved over with BAE over to America for a few years. So I ended up like kind of stepping into a head coach position for a little bit.
So I had that to
manage. Challenging. Yeah, to be responsible for everything. Like I'd seen kind of what kind of went on within just our small team and how stressful that could be. So I could only imagine what it was like for the higher up teams within the UK, and then obviously nowhere near what the NFL guys go through and stuff like that. But just organising everything, making sure everything was right for the guys, what players we were going to run, what training we were going to do, what teams we were going up against, and things like this. So yeah, it was a massive sort of challenge and things like that, and also playing at the same time. So you've got to kind of balance the physical element of it, but also the mental game as well, and things like that. So yeah, it was a hard balance to get, but yeah, it was enjoyable all the same. It's what I did is kind of my identity, if you would. Everyone knew it was that's Joey plays the American football sort of thing. Yeah. So yeah.
So with you saying there about your identity, is that when that came to an end, was that something you struggled with?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, like I said, I played American football around here for like, I think it was 9 years or something like that.
Oh, I didn't realise it was.
So yeah, it was like obviously not to a decent level. It was kind of like a Sunday league, if you would, but it was good all the same. It was what we did. So yeah, doing that for so long. Every time people would see like mum and dad and things like this, they'd always say, "How's your how's Joe getting on?" And like my brothers and stuff, "How's Joe getting on with his football?" They'd come and watch a few games, or we ended up playing at Barrow Raiders Stadium, so the local team here and stuff like that. We played at their pitch a few times just to kind of gauge a bit more interest and kind of put us in a bit of a spotlight every now and then. So having little experiences like that, like we've played in a few stadiums. We played Allington Spartans, and they had I think it was Widnes Rugby, their stadium, so we got to go there a couple of times a year for a few seasons. So that was a great experience. So yeah, it was like I say, it was my identity. It was Joe that plays the American football. So it was it was good, and I enjoyed playing it, and I think I did half decent when I was playing and stuff like that. So yeah.
So when that came to an end, that came to an end just before COVID, am I right?
Yeah.
Was it because of COVID that it kind of stopped, or was it on its way out at that point? I know there was no local teams to play against, and it was a lot involved, wasn't it?
Yeah. So our closest team was probably Morecambe, so that's sort of your catchment area. But it's so hard, kind of being around such a heavy sort of rugby and football orientated like communities and things like that, to try and bring a brand new sport in and to generate player base from that. There's plenty of fans of the NFL, just not a lot of people that wanted to play the sport. So we found ourselves kind of fishing in the same pond. So after 6, 7, 8 years, you're kind of running out of a player base to kind of start drawing new players from. We've been up the lakes a few times. We tried to go up to Kendal to recruit more players. And things like that, and we were just running out of players. Like we were taking maybe 25, 30 guys to away games, and you'd be stood on the sideline, and they've got 50, 60 players stood on their sideline, thinking if you're gassing, you've got no subs, you've got no people, because everyone else is just as gassed as you. So you are playing like both ways, so you play offense and defense, or
50,
other parts of the game as well.
Where do you get changed at? 50, 60 players?
It's mental. Yeah, it used to be. So some of them used to like sort of take it in turns and things like this. So, but yeah, changing rooms are very, very cramped. That's for sure. So
Jesus Christ, Jesus. So off the back of that, so we've gone into COVID.
Yep.
Talk to me about that. Talk to me about that COVID period. So you've lost your identity as Joe, the football player. You're coming into COVID. You're not training as much as you were, because like say your whole identity was the footballer, so it was like training wasn't a chore, it was something that you fucking loved to do, and it had purpose. So going into COVID when this was taken away, how did that affect you?
It just kind of it was like a why bother sort of mentality. Like, why am I bothering training? Why bother going to the gym? Why bother spending a couple hours in the gym every night? Like, I'm not doing it for anything. I've got nothing in the horizon, so why bother? Why even try doing it, sort of thing. So the COVID period was hard, because obviously everyone was working from home, things like this. I'd never done anything like that before. I'd been in the yard, I think maybe 7, 8 years at that time. So I'd always been on site and never had that flexibility working, always been in an office, always been on the shop floor, this, that and the other. So to now be sat at home thinking I now need to do 8, 9, 10 hours at home when I've just woke up, and then find something to do, but you can't go outside and you can't do this and you can't do that, and not really having a setup to jump in the home gym. Obviously that's changed now. I've got a few bits in there now, so if anything did happen again, we're good to go. But yeah, and then just it was that feeling motivated to do it as well. It was just, like I say, just why bother? I'm not doing it for anything. There's no purpose behind it, so I'm just not going to bother. And then that slow decline for that good 2-year period, whatever it was, 18 months, 2 years, that's when everything just started going downhill and things like that. And it was just trying to keep your head above water, but it was not great.
No, absolutely, and I totally understand you there as well, because when you talk about identity as well and a reason to train, it's like something we talk about extensively, on the program and in general, is like, what's your why? And I don't mean like what's your why in some wishy-washy kind of fucking way, but it's like, for you there, it was to be the best American footballer you can be, to live your identity. For me, it's why it's one of the reasons why I continue to wrestle.
Yeah.
Is because I want to look the part, I want to be the part, I want to feel the part. Sometimes it doesn't have to be so deep, and that's what gets me into the gym every day, because I want to be competitive, I want to look good, I want to feel good. And it's one of the big reasons I do it as well, having that identity. And like I say, when we're working towards an identity, it gives us purpose.
Yeah.
So we've gone through COVID, we're out the back end of it.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference between Joe the footballer and Joe towards the end of COVID, physically and mentally?
Physically, probably about 15 kilos overweight. That was a very messy time, sort of physically for me. It was not doing a great deal, not being able to get out doing walking. So me and the wife enjoyed our fell walking and things like that. Chances of doing that in COVID, you hear about all these things like people getting fines for being out and about and this, that, and the other, and it's just like, well, you're just keeping us like sedentary. You're keeping us in the house and things like that, and all sorts. So yeah, physically, it was not a good time being kind of at my fittest, like I say, pre-COVID and things like this, playing American football, being able to train easily 4, 5, 6 times a week, no bother, knowing how to recover as well properly after a game day, wanting to go back in the gym the next day, but making sure it was like mobility work, stretching, things like this. It was wanting to get back on the wagon straight away to prep for next week, the week after, whatever it was. But yeah, mentality shift as well. Just, let's say, just coming out of COVID thinking, right, well, what sort of thing? Like me and Emily got married during the COVID times. And I would be embarrassed to go and put my suit on now to realize how big I was when I actually got married, and things like that. And it was hard to get those pictures taken, thinking I know I shouldn't look like this, and I've let myself go for my partner, sort of thing. Like I've always sort of strived to be like, I'm going to make sure I'm around for as long as possible, and then just those COVID years, just to be like, I've just neglected myself, not just physically but mentally as well, and trying to find kind of promotions within work and things like this, feeling like workload I was doing that I should be rewarded for doing extra and not getting it, and blockers and this, that, and the other. So just everything kind of getting on top of you, and just not being helped with the COVID situation. And like you say, your nutrition's bad, so your mindset's bad. So and days were just linking into each other, and it was just never ending, and it was just Groundhog Day. It was awful. So yeah.
So with all that being said, then, and obviously it was a tough time. You lost your identity. You weren't like what you were seeing. You didn't think you were getting a fair crack at the whip at work. What was the fuck it moment? What was the moment where you thought, look, I need to sort my shit now? Was there a moment?
Yeah, absolutely. It was more just taking that, just that look in that mirror and just thinking, like, where did this all go wrong, and why? Like, what's happened? You used to be here, now you're not even above surface level, sort of thing. It was one of those. It was just realizing I'm married now. I've started the family, sort of thing. Like, we are a family now. We're thinking of having kids. We're talking about having kids and things like this. Like, whatever's coming that way, whatever the next chapter is, I need to be not just a better person, but I need to make sure I'm a better dad, I'm a better husband, I'm a better son, I'm a better brother, things like this. I just need to be a better person, like in all aspects. I can't just be selfish and improve myself. Other people need to look at me, and I kind of wanted to step up to the plate and be that rock, and just have a reason that people come to me for reassurance on things, rather than me thinking, I don't know what to do. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know this. I don't know that. I wanted to like kind of stand on that top of the hill and be like, look, if you need me, I'm here, sort of thing, and kind of put myself up there. So
yeah, no, that's amazing, mate. And the thing is, like, credit to you, because you like, you've fucking more than stepped up to play with that within our community. Like, you know yourself, we've got a really good community, really supportive community, but people look up to you. Do you know what I mean? There's guys on the program that are living in Barrow, you know, they'll go and train with you. They look up to you, you support them, and it's absolutely incredible. And that obviously shows like your captain-like qualities and that you want to bring everyone up and support them. And I think you're quite similar to me in some ways as well, where you get frustrated when you can't help people. You know what I mean? But like you said there, what you have to remember in these circumstances are you can only sit and feel fucking sorry for yourself so long. No one's coming to save you. If you want to change your life, if you want to move forward with your life and you want to get somewhere, you need to put your fucking big boy pants on and do something about it, because it's not just going to fucking happen. And that's exactly what you've done. And, you know, you should give yourself some serious credit for that, because not a lot of people do. A lot of people say they want to change, but then when they realize change isn't easy, then they just go to the fridge, they grab a couple of beers, they get a pizza, and they start again Monday, and they end up in this fucking cycle. And the fact that you took the time, committed, gone all in, and now you're inspiring others, you know, you're one of them stories where it was like, we're on top of the world, we crashed out at the bottom, we've redeemed ourselves, and now you've got your young family and everything, and it's absolutely incredible, mate. That's fucking credit to you, you know.
No, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
So, what made you reach out then to me and the program?
So I sort of come across a few of your bits. I can't remember who it was. There's a few lads that I'd seen and popping up on Facebook and just sort of, seeing their progress and thinking, like, not only does this guy know what he's doing sort of thing, but understanding like your attitude as well. And just kind of like, it's just straight talking. It's not like this fluffed up person that's going to be like, yeah, we're going to give you this program and we're going to do this, and in 6 weeks you're going to be absolutely shredded and you're going to be beach body ready and this, that, and the other. It's more like, no, I'm going to sit with you. We're going to go through your lifestyle. We're going to go through what a Monday, Friday, and what a weekend looks like to you. We're going to find out how we can improve your lifestyle and kind of keep it within that window and things like that, and look at how we can develop you and improve you within your already busy life and this, that, and the other. And not trying to say, right, you need to have chicken and rice 5 times a day, you need to be at the gym early in the morning, late at night, this, that, and the other. It's just, it was just a straight talking, black and white, this is where we're going to be. No bullshit sort of thing. It's just what it was on the tin.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I am a firm believer in that as well. I think if you try and overhaul absolutely fucking everything, a lifetime of fucking habits that we've built, and overnight you're saying you can't do them anymore, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you start to install small things and you have an understanding of where you actually want to get to, what the goal is, you know, you might have this overall great vision, but let's break that down. What can we do in the next 12 weeks that is going to be strenuous enough to be challenging and engaging, but realistic enough for you to be able to reach it? And then as you start to get there and you have the correct support and you're being held accountable, all of a sudden something clicks, doesn't it? And you realize, fuck, I can actually get here. You know, and then it's like, fuck, I'm capable of that. What am I capable of next? And then before you know it, you're running marathons. You're in the best shape of your life. You know, you're married with a family. You know, and all that comes from is taking action. And I've been doing this long enough now, and I've seen so many transformations come through the program. And when I get them messages through about how it's changing people's lives and that's exactly why I did it. You know, there's no selfless good deed. You know, it makes me fucking feel good. It makes me feel good helping other people. And if that's selfish, then I guess I'm fucking selfish. But helping others makes me feel good. When I feel good, that goes out to the other people in my life. You know what I mean? And we all feed off each other. And that's why, like, I'm just one of, like, I don't watch the news, for example, because it's always bad. It's shit. Like, who wants to fucking watch that? It's miserable as fuck. It's a crisis. It's a war. It's Photoshop pictures. It's giving people shit. It's let's debate something that people have got polar opposites opinions about, and just to create arguments.
Yeah.
Just stay the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? So, you know, I know I've gone off a bit of a tangent there, but I'm pretty passionate about that. And and you can probably see that in some of the posts that I put out. I think that's why we get on pretty well. You know, when I get on one, I sometimes call you and I'm just like, what's your opinion on this? Because it's fucking driving me insane. So while you've been on the program then, mate, over this 2 years, what would you say a couple of your biggest achievements are over the last few years? Not even just on the program. I just mean in life in general. It doesn't have to be you've lost X amount of weight. You've got it. We already know like if you look at the thumbnail on this video, that you've got into incredible shape. You've completely transformed your body. So that's a given. So like a little bit outside of the box, what would you say your biggest achievements over the last few years since you've been on the program in life, physique, training, whatever, mate? What sticks out to you?
So confidence more than anything. Confidence to kind of like just in work and things like this, and just in day-to-day life and things like this, just being able to kind of speak up a little bit more and things like this. And it's not like speaking up out of turn, but just being confident to like take challenges on and say, yeah, I am going to do this, I am going to do that. There's been a few times over these last couple of years where there's been a couple of local gym competitions going on and things like this. And Joe 2 years ago would have thought, no chance, absolute no chance. But it was more, I've been training for a little bit, I've got myself a little bit fitter, I might be absolute dog shit at this, but let's just go. And it was having that confidence and that courage to be like, yeah, let's just give it a go, let's just see what happens. So it was kind of like reigniting that fire again, to be like, let's get back, like playing football days and stuff like this. There was never something I wouldn't do on the field. It was like, you need me to go and tackle someone, I'll try and tackle them. You need me to go and run and try and catch this pass. You need me to play quarterback and run the offense and this, that, and the other. It was having that confidence that I did back then. So yeah, it was just rebuilding that to get that mindset right, to kind of take on challenges throughout life.
So within them challenges, like the gym challenges and everything, where you probably knew that, you're not as these other guys are at the moment. So you had that fear going in.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of them sessions, how did you feel? And second to that, did anyone give a shit that you weren't quite as good as the top guys there? Did anyone actually care?
So how I felt after them, exhausted, absolutely tanked, just nothing left, but loved every minute of it. And the best part is as well, like, so I'd see the second part of your question, there was not one person there that wasn't encouraging. So the guys that finished first would now come and stand beside you and encourage you to make sure that you finished it as well. And vice versa, not just even the guys you were competing with, people on, so one of the competitions was groups of 3, male and female groups and things like that. So even the girls coming over and cheering you on, and vice versa, the guys going over and cheering the girls on. Some of the competitions were like 5-rep maxes, some of them were sprints, some of them were calories on a bike, this, that, and the other. No matter what the event was, the atmosphere and like the camaraderie and things like that, it was, everyone was behind each other. There was no malice in it. There was no, I can't believe that guy's only lifting that much weight. I can't, like, that community, that like-mindedness, that everyone was in the same room and things like that. It was great. And then from that, you've now got that second wind going into the next week and the next month and things like that, thinking, bloody hell, that felt amazing. All these people around me, that made me feel absolutely amazing as well. So I want to get that feeling again. So I'm going to carry on going to the gym and this, that, and the other. So yeah, they just kind of snowballed after the competition. So it was great, absolutely brilliant atmosphere. Yeah.
No, amazing. So now I'm going to just roll forward a little bit. Mm-hmm. How has the dynamic changed since Torren's been born? With your trip, well, I want to premise this. And in fact, how's the dynamic changed from, you're obviously more tired, but from a work perspective, from going to the gym, for eating and that, how do you juggle everything now? I think what would be really helpful for the people listening is, how do you personally juggle working full time, being a husband, training, being a first time dad? How do you juggle all of that?
So for me, it's understanding what I can fit in within a day. So it's prioritizing the things I need to prioritize throughout the day and kind of sticking to a schedule. So me and Emily are very much on the same page with, she understands that kind of me getting my gym session in not only benefits me, but benefits her and Torren as well in the long run. But if I get to do that gym session, I'm in a better headspace. I get to kind of clear my stresses out for the day. That's me hitting that reset button, ready to go again tomorrow. But it was just, it's able to kind of like communicate that, but also, like I say, like what I can fit in a day. So I'm not staying up till 1 o'clock in the morning to get up and be in work for 6 and things like this. It's understanding I'm trying to get to bed as early as possible because I know I'm going to be up potentially through the night, this, that, and the other. I might be up, well, I'm going to be up early for work in the morning. I'm working longer hours as well. So it's prioritizing getting home from work, spending time with the family, and then when it's kind of their time to wind down and Emily's putting him to bed and this, that, and the other, it's now, right, this is my time. Go to the gym, get that session in, come back, switch off, and ready to go again. So, yeah, just trying to make sure I've got it planned out. It's a schedule. It can change, obviously. Like, stuff happens, life gets in the way, and then things like that. But at least having it down in paper or having it agreed and this, that, and the other, it's a start. It's what we work on and what we build on. So
yeah, absolutely. And I think the key throughout that is prioritization. And when we talk about like where do you want to be, like what's the identity of the person you want to become, what are you working towards? A lot of people, when it gets to that 8 o'clock at night mark, which is your only available time at the moment to train, unless you went at 4 a.m. or whatever, or did a rush session at lunch, a lot of people at that point would be like, fuck it, and go and play on the PlayStation or go gaming all night, or fucking, not to knock gamers, do, you know what I mean, do what you want, but like, if you're working towards something and you want to be a certain way, your actions have got to be in line with, you know, you've got to have intention behind your actions.
Yeah.
You know, and like, you can go and do all them things. Like, I'm someone who says, like, make sure you're doing something fun. Make sure you're doing something for you. You know, we've got guys 100%. On the program that go out every Tuesday or Wednesday because they're part of a pool team and they have a few beers and they play pool. It's part of their life. Like, who the fuck am I to tell them stop doing that? Stop doing the things you enjoy. You know, we're looking to get in shape here, like physically and mentally. We're not looking to get on a bodybuilding stage.
No.
You know, and it's about getting the person thriving and making sure that you're doing the things you enjoy, but at the same time, making sure your actions are in line with that person you want to become.
Yeah.
So, like, fair play, yeah, for doing that, because for me personally, I train in the morning. You know, when I used to work in BAE as well, I used to go to work at 6 a.m. and then about 3:30 in the afternoon, go to the gym. I'm lucky now in regards to, obviously this is my sole business, apart from wrestling company as well. I get to train in the morning, which is fantastic. So the fact that you prioritize them sessions in the evening is absolutely incredible. To be fair, but you do what needs to be done to get to where you want to be.
Yeah, 100%.
So what does drive you? What gets your ass out of bed in the morning? What gets your ass to the gym when you don't fucking want to? Because we all have times like we can't just rely on motivation all the time, because motivation's, you're lucky if you've got a bit of motivation to make you do it. It's discipline what's going to keep you doing it. So what keeps you disciplined? What drives you?
Yeah, so obviously like previously it would have been football. It would have been, how do I get stronger? How do I get reach this next PR? How do I make sure I'm benching this, squatting this, deadlifting this sort of thing? I'd set myself targets for seasons and things like that. But obviously that's all changed now. My season's long gone. I don't have seasons anymore. It's just day by day.
One long season.
One long season. Yeah, dad season. That's what it is. But yeah, it's just that consistency and discipline. It just comes from not only wanting to be around longer for everybody, but like, my dad's my role model. I say all the time, sort of thing. He's I look up to him as someone that if I can be half the person he is for Torren or future kids and stuff like that, I'm somewhere close to where I want to be. So me staying consistent in the gym puts me closer to becoming that role model, not just for him, but being able to be that sort of that husband that Emily needs to lean on for anything, any sort of security or comfort, protection, whatever it is she needs. Is that she's got that there as well, and just kind of like bring Torren up in his strides and future kids and all this good stuff. But like you say, like, subconsciously, without even doing it, I posted a video and stuff like that on Facebook and stuff like that. But it's the amount of people that reach out to say, like, you're seeing your videos and seeing the stuff you're doing, knowing what you've got going on in your life, you're managing to like still get in and do this. Like, I'm gonna go and get a gym session in now, and people at work giving compliments like, bloody hell, which gym are you at? Like, can I come with you? Can I come and train with you for a day? And this, that, and the other, and just like try to inspire other people as well, and knowing that I'm reaching out and connecting other people subconsciously, not targeting anyone, just putting it up there for people to see, and hopefully it might motivate someone to either reach out to yourself or reach out to me and maybe set someone else someone else off on a journey that you're going to obviously support them with and things like that. So yeah, knowing there's a few things like that going on in the background, I'll carry that weight on my shoulders. I'll put that on there and be like, yeah, I'm not just doing this for me. I'm the last person I'm doing this for. I'm doing it for everybody else. So then they get a benefit from what I'm doing and how I'm staying consistent.
Yeah. No, that's amazing, mate. That's really inspiring. And it is inspiring. See, like, you inspire the guys in the group, you inspire me, you know, your family and everyone around you, mate. You should be fucking proud of yourself. Do you know what I mean? Well, how far you've come, mate, and like exactly what you've just said there. A lot of people talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk in the way that you've done it, mate. So, you know, fair fucks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's cool as fuck, mate. It's like, you know, I've had lots of people come through this program. I've had lots of life-changing transformations, and they've come, they've gone, they've carried on. They're in a great place. You know, but the fact that you're still here, more as a support role to me and a support role to the other people, just shows testament to you and your leadership qualities as well, mate. So, as a slight little fucking plug for the Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite program, what would you say to anyone that is interested in joining the program, and also as well anyone that's skeptical about what the program is? What would you say to them?
So I'd say to them, it's probably the best investment you'll make in yourself. So we talk about kind of like people say, oh, I'd die for my kids and this, that, and the other, or I'd die for my partner. Change that round. Would you live for them? Like, doing what you're going to do and the way you're going to train them and coach them and train their mindset and things like that, you're going to show them how they can live longer and things like this. And people always say, oh, I don't see the point in doing this. I'll just go for a walk instead, or I love just playing football and this, that, and the other. It's like every element of your life, every aspect of your life will only be better by changing your body, changing your mindset. You'll be stronger physically, you'll be stronger mentally going through anything. So not doing something and thinking you're just going to be all right with it. No, you need to take sort of charge of your mental health and your physical health. And like I said, there's been plenty of guys, like myself included, that have worked with you and come out better for it. So yeah, it's just a no-brainer just to reach out and come and see the guys and come and talk to the guys, because like you said, the sort of, I class it as a brotherhood. I always say that to Neil, like the brotherhood of what we've got in Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite. It's the guys lean on each other all the time. There's wins going in there about not just physical achievements but mental achievements as well, and how guys are getting the balance and finding the new version of themselves and constantly chasing it. So it's great, mate. It's really, really good.
No, I appreciate that, mate, and that's not that, like, you know what I mean. If that's not just the program in general, that's, to me, it's self development as a whole. It's like reading books for something other than just mental masturbation. I'm thinking, oh, look, I'll bash another book up and then do fuck all, unless obviously you just read for enjoyment, read Harry Potter or whatever. But when you read these self-help books and then like implementing one or two small things can make such a massive difference, huge difference in just the way you're thinking of something clicks. And, and it's the same with self-development. And I think we talk about mental health a lot as men. I truly believe that mental health needs physical support. It's one thing to just talk, which is great, but I see talking as a pressure valve. Take the pressure off a little bit. Without action and that physical support, it's very, very difficult to maintain, in my opinion. And that's from a place where I've been as well, at my absolute lowest. I know changing myself physically brought me more mental balance and got me to where I am now, for being in a low spot to being somebody who brings people in to try and change their lives for the better as well. So I think if you truly want to change, you've got to stop giving a fuck about what other people think. Do it for you and do it for the people you love, and drown out the fucking noise. And I think,
absolutely, mate.
I think you can pretty much
just to echo that as well, with kind of the training and things like that we'd gone through when obviously when Torren was being born and things like this, we had a few kind of slip ups and things like this, and a few complications where Emily ended up being in ICU for 6 days and things like this. So our plan going into that, it was, it's going to be a me and her thing. sort of thing, and then being told literally 2 minutes after he's born, oh, by the way, this is all on you. Like, the mentality shift that I needed to take to kind of be like, right, now it's time to step up. So like you said before, it's everyone talks the talk, no one can walk the walk, and things like this. And I found that when I'd kind of come home and things like this and settled down, I did actually reflect on that a little bit and thought, those times where I've come home like late from work or this, that, and the other, and thought, I'm not going to go to the gym today, and gone to the gym. It's not just been the physical resilience I've been building up, it's that mental resilience to kind of get comfortable at doing uncomfortable things and things like that. And it's doing these gym competitions as well. I could have easily said no and had a nice relaxing weekend, but it was a district L competition up at Ullswater for 2 days, and it was absolute grueling. It was all sorts of competitions and stuff like that. But going through those and just putting yourself in that mindset to be like, I need to keep going because I've got other people depending on me. That time it was a team and it was a gym event.
Yeah.
At the hospital, it was like, I've not just got this newborn baby in front of me. I've got the wife who's over in another unit now being looked after. She's depending on me. He's depending on me. I've now got to physically and mentally step up to do what I need to do. And it was mental because my parents were away at the time and stuff like this. So my support system felt a little bit smaller. So it's now even like digging further down to be like, you really, really, really need to step up now and take on that challenge. So let's say without the coaching and without going through those hard training sessions and things like that, it would have been a very different scenario. So yeah, like I said, mental toughness and things like that. It's
fucking right, mate. Fucking right.
Yeah.
Stepping the fuck up. That's what it's all about, man.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it.
You've truly done that, mate. So I don't even know how long we've been on for. We've been on for about 40 minutes or so. So I think what we'll do is we'll park the plane there, so to speak. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Joe, being the first guest. I think that conversation was incredible. Thank you for being so raw, vulnerable, open, and
thanks for having me.
Long may this continue and keep
Absolutely,
supporting the guys. And if anyone is interested in the Refuel, Rebuild and Reignite program, reach out, speak to Joe, speak to me. It's we truly want to help, and that's what it's all about. So if you've liked this video, like, share, subscribe, all that usual shit that people tell you to do on YouTube. I'd probably make things pop up on the screen like they usually do with people that know what the fuck they're doing. But unfortunately, I don't. I just like chatting. So yeah, we'll part the bus there, mate. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you all for listening. Please comment, do whatever the fuck you need to do. Drop Joe some love in the comments, and take care. Is that what we do?